From a personal perspective, Belgian conflict, I didn't necessarily see it as one. It was just a sort of mix of emotions, I guess. A conflict is something that actually has interest, actual causes belli. That wasn't found. It was just a matter of defending assets, I guess. It was a bit of a childish thing to do, but it helped me reputation, so I don't necessarily care. But from a casual perspective, it wasn't necessarily a conflict at all. It was just an excuse to show people who was boss. In terms of military bravado, I wouldn't necessarily say we were in the best fit state to fight. But if it was 2 days extra when I got made the commander of Kansas, then we would have had a higher. I mean, it would have still happened anyway, but in terms of actual military power, we were alright. We had a navy. We do have an army to an extent, but not to the hopes that I would have at the time. But it was still an army nonetheless. My thoughts on the Belgian attempt G20, well, it was quite expected. Really. You're always going to have that one person who fucks the event for other people, and someone who constantly ruins the fun for everyone. There is no real expectation. It's just, he has a bad history with people. It's a suspicion. But when I realised and got shown that was actually him, well, I mean, what else could you think but shock? You know, it's it's beyond crazy, and it's just something you wouldn't hear from someone who apparently indulges himself in an egotistical fashion. That sort of shit ruins your credibility. But I don't know what he's had. Probably a fucking idiot. You don't know, do you? But I want interest. There was no interest, to be quite blank with you. All we did was put Belgium in the place. That was it. We didn't want land. We didn't want allies brought in. We could do it ourselves. We had the manpower. Necessarily, we didn't want anything in return except from our demands, which were, quite frankly, the smallest demand you could in a war. Uh, it's something you'd expect not to see. Because if this was a country like, let's say, France, they would have taken the entire fucking thing. Luckily, an idiot wasn't running Canada at the time, so that's quite fine. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.